What Biden and the Senate Democrats have been able to do as far as the judiciary over the last few weeks has been unprecedented. And I am so happy for it. They have definitely attempted to change the balance a little bit because we all know what is about to come with Donald Trump coming into office and how he is about to try to put all of these extra conservative people in place. All right, so this article, Biden appoints 40 women as federal judges, breaking the record. The president appointed a total of 63 judges to lifetime positions on federal benches across the country. Donald Trump appointed 2, Barack Obama appointed 26, but none have appointed more than President Joe Biden. In the final days of his presidency, Biden has made good on a campaign promise to diversify the federal judiciary by appointing a record-breaking 40 Black women as judges. Altogether, Biden has appointed 63 Black judges. As he approaches his final weeks in the Oval Office, political pundits are offering appraisals of his presidency's impact on the Black community. Biden's administration's effort to expand funding for historically Black colleges and universities, bolster pew-pew violence intervention programs, and create the first ever executive orders promoting equity and racial justice stand as examples of policy during a presidency that historians, analysts, and political scientists say was nothing if not consequential. His Black judicial appointments, experts say, are also important because they may play a crucial role in serving as a judicial check on the second presidency of Trump, who has vowed to dismantle government agencies such as the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division, a move that is likely to face a stiff legal challenge. Having the Black woman's experience on the federal bench is extremely important because there is a different kind of voice that comes from the Black woman from the bench, said Dolores Jones Brown, a professor emeritus at John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York, who studies judicial appointments. Lena Zwerenstein, who studies legal issues at the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights, said the move also signals a very specific ideological intent on the part of the president. Biden populated the bench with Black judges who may often be on the front lines of weighing some of the most significant issues facing the Black community, including healthcare access, equity in education, fair hiring practices, abortion, and voting rights. Those very district court judges are usually the first ones to hear cases, and they hear many, many, many more than our circuit courts, added Werenstein, whose group is a coalition of roughly 240 national civil and human rights groups. Those decisions are often, at times, the very final decisions because very few cases actually get heard by the U.S. Supreme Court. Biden's appointments largely deliver on a pledge made during his presidential campaign to promote equity in the judicial system by diversifying the bench. The appointments come in addition to Biden's most high-profile judicial nominee, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first Black woman ever appointed to the Supreme Court. Look at this graph. This graph tells the story. This is Joe Biden with 40 Black women appointments. He almost topples Bill Clinton, George Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump, all of their numbers. I think they're just like one over. I think if you add up 15 plus 8, 26 and 2, I think that's 41, whereas Joe Biden did 40 all on his own. He is out there changing things. All right, it says before Biden's appointments, only 8 Black women had ever served at the appellate court level of the federal judiciary, according to data compiled by Zwerenstein's group. The only other president who comes close to the pace of Biden's appointments of Black judges was Carter. So Jimmy Carter appointed 37 Black judges and only 7 were Black women. Out of the 234 lifetime judicial appointments during Donald Trump's first term, only 2 were Black women. 7 of those judges were Black men. It's astonishing, Zwerenstein said, of the makeup of Trump's appointments. Basically white. Basically white. So far, Biden has made over 230 lifetime judicial appointments as of December 9th, when Tiffany Johnson was confirmed as the 40th Black woman judge, said Patrick McNeil, a spokesman for the Leadership Conference on Civil and Human Rights. Holding a lifetime appointment could empower a judge to issue rulings without fear that they may suffer political consequences, such as losing their seats on the bench because of their decisions. Jones Brown said she was pleasantly surprised by the number of Black women who receive lifetime appointments. She said she expects those judges, in particular, to embrace the challenges that the next president's term may bring. I think many of the Black women will understand that their role is to provide justice in places where there has not been, Jones Brown told Capital B, even if it means going against their colleagues, even interpreting the law in a way that others may not. Through their rulings, Jones Brown said, those women judges can draw on their lived experiences to play a vital role in promoting fairness, particularly in cases on the bench that concern issues of race or gender, and they provide a sort of kind of cultural presence that Black women have, she said. The cultural presence means that some judges are entering federal jurisdictions where few, if any, people of color have served on the bench before. There are still courts in the southern states that still don't look like the people they serve because Republican senators have blocked all kinds of diverse nominees or any nominee from the Democratic president, said Carolyn Leary Bobb, Vice President of Communications for Alliance for Justice, a progressive group that advocates for judicial diversity. Now let's talk about what the Senate Democrats have been able to do overall as far as appointing these judges. Senate approves 235th judge of Biden's term, beating Trump's tally. President Joe Biden secured the 235th judicial confirmation of his presidency Friday, an accomplishment that exceeds his predecessor's total by one, after Democrats put extra emphasis on the federal courts following Donald Trump's far-reaching first term, when he filled 3 seats on the Supreme Court. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer teed up votes Friday on 2 California district judges, and they were the last judicial confirmations this year before Congress adjourns and makes way for a new Republican-led Senate. The confirmation of Serena Raquel Murillo to be a district judge for Central District of California broke Trump's mark. The tally also marks the largest number of confirmations in a single term since the Jimmy Carter administration. Come next year, Republicans will look to boost Trump's already considerable influence on the makeup of the federal judiciary in his second term. Biden and Senate Democrats place particular focus on adding women, minorities, and public defenders to the judicial rank. About 2/3 of Biden's appointees are women, and a solid majority of appointees are people of color. The most notable appointee was the Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first African-American woman to serve on the nation's highest court. When I ran for president, I promised to build a bench that looks like America and reflects the promise of our nation. And I'm proud I kept my commitment to bolstering confidence in judicial decision-making and outcomes, Biden said in a statement. Now let's look at this colorful graph. Over here, it says outgoing. Over here, it says confirmed. Outgoing, it says 109 white males are leaving. 52 white females are leaving. 20 Hispanic males are leaving. 18 Black males and 15 Black females are leaving. 5 Asian females are leaving. Now over here, what is confirmed? Look at this, 61 white females, only 36 white males. We got 35 Black females, but now we're at 40 Black women, 22 Asian women, 21 Black males, 13 Hispanic males, and 12 Asian males. So that's where we are. It is definitely looking more diverse with these numbers, and I am so happy for that. Senator Dick Durbin, the Democratic chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, said that prior to the Democrats' efforts, the number of women on the bench had been diminished, and it was made up overwhelmingly of white males. We consciously moved forward to bring more women to the bench, and believe me, we had a great talent pool to work with. So I think it'll enhance the image of the court and its work product to bring these new judges on. They did amazing. Let me know what you think of all of this. I am happy to see some diversity. I'm happy to see so many women and so many people of color. Let me know what you think. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.